Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth. And as you can tell from the setup here, we're doing a little bit of a different video today. So this is essentially a declutter video. I've had a lot of things here that I've just been holding on to for no reason, mainly for the purposes of filming a video like this, which is a strange thing that YouTubers do. But yeah, a lot of old, expired, or discontinued makeup that I wanted to go through and get rid of. So I try to focus on those types of items and not empties. I do film separate empties videos, and I am overdue to film kind of a new series of those. But these are products that still kind of have product left in them in a lot of cases. And typically makeup isn't something I actually kind of go through. So I wanted to film it separately. Okay, so I'm not quite sure where to start here. I think one of the biggest categories here is mascaras. So there are a lot of mascaras that I've tried that I just need to get rid of because they're old. So I'll just try to pick out some of these. I'll talk about my favorite in a moment. This Milk mascara has a really heavy weighted tube. I also have this one, which is the non-waterproof. I think I talked about this in my pot makeup video, if I'm not mistaken. So those, this Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes. We have the Lancome Monsieur Big, the Lancome Idole. This is a little sample. I also have the Pat McGrath Dark Star, little travel size. The NARS Climax. I think I used this maybe in a NARS video. The Victoria Beckham, which is also a really weighted tube. I don't care for this one, to be honest. For the most part, I feel like I should just stop trying mascaras because nothing has really held a candle. Well, few things have surpassed, I'll say that. The Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, which if you are not new to my channel, I talk about all the time. So this is my holy grail, and these are just old. You see I have 3 here. So these are just old and need to be disposed of. The City Beyond mascara, I didn't think it was all that great. Bite, remember that? So like I said, this is an overdue video for sure. And I'm just filming on my phone just to make it easier. It's too hot this week to turn off the air conditioning. So I have a bunch of these Clinique bottom lash mascaras, which is what I use on my lower lash line. And this is a tubing formula. So I've gone through many a tube of this. Mascara is one item that I do try to replace pretty often. So the Rare Beauty, what is this, Perfect Strokes or something? So I used that. I think I got that in a set from Sephora. The Rowan mascara. This Araceli, I used this in a video. Il Maquillage. Maybelline Great Lash I used for some reason. I can't remember why. Oh, and this is kind of a shame. The Dior mascara that I never even, I don't think used. By the time I opened it, it was kind of not really usable. So that one is going into the garbage. The Fenty mascara. I think I did a full face of Fenty at some point. That one, the Clinique Lash Power. Oh, the Kosas. I think I used this in some Kosas videos. And I also had this little guy. I think I can recycle the box at least. The NARS Climax Extreme. Oh, I have a sample of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, which is the non-waterproof version of my favorite mascara. I think that's all that's kind of jumping out at me at the moment. I'm trying to do this in a little bit more of an organized way. Okay, so there's some products in here that have been discontinued. So The Ordinary has stopped making their complexion products. So getting rid of those. And I know someone on one of my videos just said, are you going to get rid of something just because it's been discontinued? And the answer is most of the makeup I use, I want to be able to feature on my channel. And so I'm unlikely to reach for it if it's been discontinued, with some exceptions. And if it's not a product I've been enjoying, and if it's old, it's likely expired anyway. So to me, it just doesn't make sense to hold on to it. So The Ordinary, these are the foundations. I can't recall if I ever filmed a video with this or not. But yeah, that's the Ordinary. Same thing with Kosas. You can still find this complexion product. This was their tinted face oil. I had the shades 01 and 02. I think my first Kosas video used these. So yeah, not really my favorite product. They're old, and Kosas is a more kind of natural brand anyway, so it's probably not a good thing to hold on to. The Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealers. I think I talked about these and featured them in my video with a new concealer, but these are also on their way out if they're not out already, and they're just kind of gross. Anyway, I don't know if I can even get that one open. Yeah, so those are going. Some more mascaras that we're hiding, the Tarte Lash Smoothie and Gifted. And this is another Kosas product that's basically been reformulated. This one's kind of not great looking. This is the color Supreme. These have been reformulated. So this is the M Cosmetics, what are these called? Whatever their blushes are. I had 2 shades that I got in like a subscription box. And I kind of held on to them for a while just because they were kind of pretty looking, but the fact that they've been reformulated and I think repackaged, and you know, they weren't my favorite products. I just kind of like the way they looked, and looking at them now, like, I don't know, the founder of the brand is a little weird, so I'm just going to get rid of those. We have some Becca products in here. So this is the Shimmering Skin Perfector Spotlight in Opal. So Becca, this one is, I think, the same. This is the Shimmering Skin Perfector. I think this was a different product. Also an Opal. I think these probably came in a set. This one was Moonstone. Any other Becca products? I thought I had more. This one here is the shade Rose Gold. It's like a travel size or something. And I know Smashbox has kind of resurrected some of these, but this is doing that same thing that like the NARS packages do, which is it gets kind of sticky. So at that point, it's like I don't want to hold on to it. So yeah, getting rid of that. And another product that's been discontinued, the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Concealer. I'm going to be talking about Tarte and featuring Tarte in an upcoming video, so if you are interested in Tarte, keep your eyes peeled for that. The Bite Agave Lip Mask. Obviously Bite is kind of no more. Another mascara here. This one was the ColourPop Act Natural Defining Mascara. If you'd like to see my thoughts on any of the products I'm talking about, if you use the search feature to look up that product on my channel, hopefully if I used it in a video, it'll pop up. So the ColourPop mascara, some more little Bite lipstick minis. So some pretty colors. Another Clinique bottom lash that was hiding. What else? Josie Maran, I think, has just kind of stopped producing a lot of their cosmetics products. So I have this Argan Infinity Lip and Cheek Creamy Oil, this Coconut Watercolor Cheek Gelée. Oh, this, I think this was also reformulated before it was discontinued. This was their Argan Illuminator. Oh, I think this was also, yeah, that was a Bite lip gloss. As far as discontinued products, the Makeup Forever Aqua Rouge. These were a like liquid lipstick and clear gloss, I think, combination. Another Bite lip crayon. My nails are not immaculate, so I apologize for that. Another Sephora lip products. I think this one was just kind of, well, some of these were just kind of definitely old and falling apart. But yeah, some Sephora lip products. This other kind of test tube guy. This was a lip ink, they called it. Rouge Infusion. And this was a oil infusion. So I do have some, another mascara, the KVD Go Big or Go Home. I'm kind of curious about their new mascara, which I know I just said I shouldn't try mascaras really, since nothing really comes close, but anyway. Another mascara, another Josie Maran complexion product, the Vibrancy Foundation. Yeah, and some Makeup Forever concealer. So I have purchased the new concealer that just launched, and I plan on filming some content with it There should be a short up soon, if it's not up already, comparing the new kind of lightest, most neutral shade to the old version of that product. But this one, the Lift Concealer, I think has just been flat out discontinued. There was also this Invisible Cover Concealer that I think has been discontinued. Okay, I'm sure I'm going to come back to some of these products. Okay, so let's talk about just some things that are just flat out expired, and a lot of that is things with actual expiration dates on them because I can't be trusted to keep track. There's another Sephora lipstick, Rouge Shine. So yeah, I tried to clear out some of this. Yeah, but flat out expired products. This was the My Shell, I guess, Sun Shield. It's kind of a hybrid foundation sunscreen type product. This expired in 05/23, and I purchased 2 bottles of this, I think, and they seem to have different expiration dates. So I think I still have a bottle of this that hasn't expired. But this, it smelled not great. I remember Angie from Angie Hot and Flashy recommended this, but personally I didn't love it. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I have some hand sanitizers that have expired. Do you remember when brands were sending these out all the time? This one expired in 06/21. This one expired in September of 21 from Milani, and this one from Tarte, and then this one was from CO Bigelow, and that expired in 05/22. I have a toothpaste I threw in here that expired 01/21. I just thought I'd throw it in here. This little sample also expired in 04/22. Some more sunscreens. This one, 10/22. I can recycle the boxes at least. This one from First Aid Beauty expired, so on the box, 01/22. And I also had this one that is going to make me hunt for it. This one was also 01/22, I think. So that one's done. This one, CeraVe does make good products, but this is expired. This is 02/21. This is 01/23, I think. And this one, 01/23 as well. This is actually a foundation that has an expiration date because it has sunscreen, so 05/21. And I think only chemical SPFs are required to put an expiration date on. I'm not entirely sure. With mineral sunscreens, I mean, I wouldn't rely on the foundation for my sunscreen anyway, but with mineral sunscreens, I'm comfortable kind of stretching it a little bit more. But I figure if something technically expired like 2 years ago, I probably shouldn't be using it anyway. So that is the foundation. This big jar of Bare Republic, this was a mineral sunscreen spray, 01/22. And this Drunk Elephant, this is the Physical Daily Defense. This expired in 11/2020. That's done. This curiously does have an expiration date. This was 04/22. At least I think it's the expiration date. It wouldn't be the manufacturer because I've had it longer than that. This is a really good product, especially if you have eczema or any sensitivity, but you know, I used a good bit of it. I would repurchase it in the future, but it's expired. The Lumify drops from Bausch & Lomb. Some of these are empty, but this one at least has some product in it. I was kind of horrified though to see that it expired in 04/22, and I just used it recently. So especially things that are going in or near your eye, you just want to be really careful about that. Another mini sunscreen, this one was 11/20, and that one I think was mineral, but again, these products are just old. Shiseido, I think that's maybe March of 23, so that can go. And this one I wouldn't have used anyway because it has avobenzone, but this one expired in 02/23. Sometimes I just have samples of things that don't make it out the door in terms of donating it or whatever. This little CeraVe sample, that was 01/21. So the Color Science product. So I think they used to have expiration dates, and I don't think the current one I have does, but this expired in 02/22. It's the shade Fair. So I still have this product now. Highly recommend it, but that one's expired. And this one, I think this might have been the original, maybe. That expired in 05/21. The fair shade definitely works out better for me, so I would prefer to use that anyway. And I mean, you should absolutely get rid of something if it's expired, but knowing that I can use my like FSA dollars to buy sunscreens, and I have had that reimbursed before, it kind of, I don't know, puts me at ease, I guess, in terms of just tossing it. This was the 11 by Venus Williams Mineral SPF lip balm, and it was pretty good, but it expired, I think, earlier this year, so not bad. It does have a little bit of a white iridescence to it. This curiously expired, so this is the Touch in Soul Glassy Skin Balm. I'm not saying it's curious that it expired, I'm saying it's curious that it does, that it does have an expiration date. So this was June 24th, 2022. So like I've said before, a lot of Asian products tend to list expiration dates, which is curious, and plastic and packaging of this is a bit weird anyway, but wasn't my favorite product. I kind of forced myself to use it, but yeah. This I don't think has an expiration date, but I've had it for a long time. This is the Glossier Dew Effect Highlighter. It kind of smells a bit off, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm very curious about the new foundation and concealer that they're launching. So speaking of Glossier, I'm not sure if both of these are totally empty. You know, that still has product. I meant to grab a towel, but a different towel, I mean. This product, I think, does start to kind of go off and smell a bit bad. And I got a pretty generous kind of deluxe sample of this. So I still have this in my collection, but I'm going to toss these two. This, while we're on the topic of Glossier, they've reformulated and repackaged this, and I've had it for a while, so I'm just going to get rid of that. This Grace and Stella Foot Mask Peel. This expired in 10/21. So didn't get around to using this one. I think I might have used a different one from this brand, or a different packet. But yeah, I am planning a like kind of foot peel ranking video, and there's no point, I guess, in going through the hassle of using it if the acids and everything aren't fully effective. So getting rid of that. This I think also expired. It's not totally used up. I have a lot of these in my empties, but I think this is the one that was sitting on my desk during the 2 years I wasn't going into work. So I think it's just old. This was also old but not used up. This was the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. I have replaced this, so I have it in my collection to use, but this particular one I think needs to go. And this was pretty much used up. I actually took it out of my empties, but I thought I would show it in this video. So there's still some product in there, but basically when it gets too narrow around the edges, it just tends to shatter. I have just repurchased the newer packaging of this, which has like a refill pan. So thankfully in the future, I'll just be able to get rid of the metal pan inside and not have to toss the whole compact, which is great. This is pretty much, I think this was also on my desk, this Burt's Bees cuticle cream, and that's all dried up and gross. All right, this I think also has an expiration date. Yeah, this was 10/21, but you can see just from looking at it, this had the 2% hydroquinone, which I know some people think is not something you should be using, but definitely expired in any case. This I think is expired. I'm kind of reluctant to get rid of it because I do want to film an RMS video soon, but I think, again, this is just old. So if I'm going to use a product like this, I should probably repurchase it. This was the Living Luminizer. So getting rid of that. Slowly kind of working our way down here. This was also 02/22. It's expired. Another Sephora lip product that I think has just been discontinued. This was a lip pencil. Also, yeah, I don't know if there's something going on with that product either, so I'm gonna toss that. Plenty of red lip liners. This was a, what is it, Polidorf lipstick that has the same kind of gross like stickiness to the packaging, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Same with this Le Métier de Beauté. You can see it captures dust and everything. I think this was, it says a radiance powder rouge. So I think Temptalia kind of sold me on this. I forget how you were supposed to use it, if it was supposed to be a highlighter or what, but that's going. This NARS, I think this was an eyeshadow. Not something I'd probably want to really reach for. And same with this one, is also sticky. This was in the shade Lhasa. So kind of a pretty shade, but the packaging itself is just not worth dealing with. Same with this lip gloss. This was in Orgasm, of course. And they've also, I think, repackaged or reformulated their lip glosses. Some drugstore products. I think these Physician Formula Healthy Lips, I think they're kind of liquid lipsticks. I know I filmed with these a really long time ago, so I'm sure they're expired, if not discontinued. These Catrice concealers do not look good. I don't know if they have this particular one, but Catrice in general, it's a drugstore brand, so it's relatively easy to replace if I ever needed to. This e.l.f. lip oil is kind of all gross looking, so again, not sure if it's been discontinued, but there's that. And this was kind of, I don't know, old and dried out too, but I didn't like it in any case. This was the tinted brow gel in blonde. It kind of had a highlighty effect, like metallic, which I wasn't into. Some Julep products, I think from when I was subscribed to their beauty box, which is now defunct. They're kind of still around, but these were matte lip mousses, and this was a tinted lip oil. So it had some Julep products. This was also a Kajal eye glider. I think it had a brown shimmer and a black, but like I said, Julep is kind of no more. That black looks a little suspect, so I'm gonna chuck that. This NARS concealer, I like this concealer, but this was an older one that I had. It's getting a little sticky. And I also have a newer one. This was in light to vanilla. This lipstick definitely looks suspect. I mean, it could just be like wax bloom or whatever it's called, but not something I want to be using in any case. This was the shade Ravishing Rose from Maybelline, I think it was. Yeah, tossing that. This I actually really enjoyed and almost used up. I mean, there's still product in it, but I could tell it was just getting old and not really performing the way it used to. So I would replace this in the future. Next time that Fenty has a good sale, I'll probably purchase it. But yeah, I did really like this, but it was just time to say goodbye. This Monster Ardency In product, Ardency In has been discontinued, so no reason for me to hang on to it, but these were really nice eyeliners. These were both black. Plenty of those in my collection. I have some eyeshadows that Ulta sent kind of shattered. They since I don't even know if I want to try and recycle the packaging because it's kind of covered in shimmer. But yeah, Ulta did send out replacements, but for some reason I hung on to these, so I'm going to toss those. Some more lip products from the drugstore that are really old and I need to get rid of. This was from L'Oreal. I forget what these were called. This was in Pink Tremolo, and this was something in Infinite Fuchsia. So I remember liking these. I think they were kind of like the glossy stains, but they're really old. This was a product that just never worked kind of straight out of the gate. I think I got it from a BoxyCharm or something, and it was just really kind of congealed and gross. So getting rid of that. This is the Foreo Luna Fofo, where the battery kind of exploded and it doesn't work anymore, so I just need to get rid of that. This was just kind of a frustrating product to begin with. So it has a brush on one side, but then the actual eye pencil is this whole component. And if you can tell, make sure I'm in frame, the pencil itself just looks gross. So need to get rid of that. I was wondering whether I could possibly recycle. I think that's plastic and not metal, but yeah, that needs to go. The e.l.f. and Jen Atkin collection was limited edition. I filmed a video with it, so it wasn't bad, but there's just no reason for me to hold on to it. My foot's falling asleep. Getting down to the bottom here. This just looks kind of old and not something I've really been using, so I can get rid of that. These Tarte products I think are being discontinued, which is kind of a shame. These are these little chrome paints, and these were kind of a mess to begin with. Some seem to be better pressed than others, but I'm gonna get rid of those. This isn't a product that really works for me or that I use, but I think I have a newer one anyway, so I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, I might have to stand up. Let's see if I can power through. So this is a product where there's obviously still product in there, but I know some people love this and it's kind of a cult classic, but like it's not a great thing to spray on your face, like if you care about, I guess, your skin health. Like the second ingredient is alcohol, and then it just has a lot of like essential oil type ingredients. So I think this one kind of, oh, the cap is even stuck on. Yeah. This one kind of started to smell off anyway, but if you want something for aromatherapy, maybe, but not something I would recommend for your face. This product, it's still mostly full, and I know this is a pretty affordable brand. You can get it like Target and stuff. But I used it a few times and then the pump just stopped working, and I tried to fix it, my husband tried to fix it, and it's just not working. And as you can tell, I have a hard time letting go of things, but I try to make it a rule for myself that if a product, like even if there's something in there, if it's so hard to get out that it, you know, becomes frustrating, like life is too short and it's not worth dealing with. So some things you just got to let go of and move on. So this blender cleanser from Beauty Blender. So hopefully you're not squeamish, but yeah, when I use this, I try to let it dry well enough before I put the cap back on, but I don't know if I didn't do that with this one, but it looks like it started to develop mold or something, and I'm not messing with that. So really do like this cleanser. I use it for my brushes and sponges and that kind of thing, but that's gotta go. These are probably okay to use because they're just like pigment and paper, but I'm just not going to use these. So they've just been sitting in my drawer for too long. I'm sorry if I'm not in frame precisely. I'm trying to like film on my phone and look at my computer, but anyway. Yeah, so getting rid of those. These I haven't really been using, and they've been discontinued, I think. I don't know if, I mean, they look okay. I'm tempted to maybe send these to Project Beauty Share. I'm not sure if, hopefully they're still good. I just know that realistically, I'm not going to reach for those, or I wouldn't reach for those anyway. I'd probably just reach for my Viseart Neutral Mattes. So why hold on to it? Also from Physicians Formula. So this is just a liquid eyeliner that is old. I seem to recall Jessica Braun talking about this a lot a while ago, but yeah, I don't use liquid eyeliner all that often, but it's definitely a good thing to replace pretty frequently. And this one, I think I featured in like a K-beauty video, so it was pretty good, but it is old. Time to get rid of it. I also have this lash conditioner. It says expired in 8/22. I have some of these pencils that I think I got them from Ipsy, and the first time around they were broken, but these were some of the worst. They called them, what, precision. Oh, that one, you see that? Can you see? I'll get in frame here. That one has stuff on it. Definitely getting rid of that. They weren't great even new. So I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, tossing those. These Smashbox pencils are also kind of messed up or broken. These are old. Yeah, they're just totally beat up. Getting rid of those. And then this NARS pencil I kind of destroyed because I guess I didn't know how to sharpen it properly, or it wasn't the type of pencil I thought it was. So getting rid of that. And then let's see, I have some Urban Decay pencils. These are really good pencils, but again, I just think these particular ones are old. Couple in, I think the Black Velvet one has been discontinued actually. Zero, you get samples of all the time, and this particular one is old. This is a lip pencil. an Envious, and yeah, I think that one's just kind of old as well. And then Sabbath was a really pretty color, but you can see it's dried out. Got rid of those. Aqua Forever or Aqua Eyes pencil from Makeup Forever. Another black pencil. Don't need. And this lip balm, I think I used a pretty decent amount, but it just starts to smell off, so that one is going. This Clinique Black Honey, I used it a few times at least, and I think it's one of those products I kind of like having in my collection as a reference, but I think I have a newer one that I've held on to, so getting rid of that. Some Skin Fix lip balms. This one I actually pulled out of my empties because it was empty, but this was the, I think, older packaging. So yeah, another one of my kind of things to watch out for is if something has been repackaged and not recently, and you have the old packaging, it's probably a good thing to toss. And then finally we have the Inky List Oat Cleansing Balm. I don't know if I had this too long before I tried it or whatever, but I didn't like this. So I'd be open to trying it in the future, but I think this one is just old and needs to go. So, except for this little eyeliner shaving, that was my, I guess, first kind of declutter. Honestly, I probably need to go through and get rid of a lot more, but it takes a lot of mental energy for me to do that. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and like to see more. And until next time, I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.